What's going on, NuCanoe Nation? Welcome back. Happy New Year. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I had a very relaxing 2-week break. I am happy to be back and in the groove again, doing these podcasts. If you're new to the show, we're here every Tuesday night, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock out on the West Coast. But I figured what better way to start off the year than get the man himself on the show, Mr. Blake Young, and go over the outlook of 2022, answer some of your guys' questions. We know you guys always have questions. Hey, when's this going to be ready? When's this going to ship? When am I going to get my boat? When am I going to get my transducer retract kit, my gear pod, whatever it may be? We're here tonight to answer those questions. Drop in the comments down below where you guys are tuning in, listening from, what boat you're floating out of, whether it's a NuCanoe or not. We don't care. Let's see it down in the chat as we go through the show. Obviously, if you guys have any questions at all, drop them down there. I encourage you to drop questions in the comments tonight. Something may be given away, just saying, or maybe two things. I don't know. You just want to put some questions down there in the chat. So let's get the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Blake Young, in the house. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Brian, I'm doing well.
Man,
how are you, man?
Good to see you.
New Year.
Yeah, same to you, my friend. We were talking beforehand. You said Christmas was crazy with family and stuff, but you're getting back in the groove. We both kind of had similar things going on. So it's good to see you in 2022, my friend, and get you back on the show.
Thanks, man. It's good to be here. Yeah, the holidays were great, busy, always something going on. And, working from home during the holidays with family, kids home and stuff, it gets to be a bit much. And as much as you love it and kind of have a little more relaxed schedule, you're like, when is school back? When's school going to start again? Just anxious to, kind of get back in a rhythm and get moving forward in the new year. So.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. We got Craig Brashears in the chat. He says, what's happening, gents? He's from Virginia Beach, and he's got an unlimited on the way.
Yeah. How's it going, Craig?
We got Ohio in the house. Couple of Ohio guys. So let's get into it, man. 2022, new year, new focus with NuCanoe. Where we at as a whole, man. I know obviously Craig is chiming in. He says he knows his unlimited's on the way. 2020, 2021 was just a crazy overall thing for everybody across the board in the outdoors industry. And, obviously we released the unlimited. There was a huge demand to it, finally getting caught up and things like that. So where are we at as far as things sit with, production and boats getting shipped out?
Yeah, it's been a heck of a ride, no doubt. I remember back in March 2020 when kind of everything hit pause for a bit, and you think, well, first off, hopefully this pandemic thing, you don't want it to be, first and foremost health and safety number one, but then beyond that, you're thinking, man, if this is something that gets people outdoors and kind of, shifts people from traveling and hotels and airplanes into, getting outside and enjoying nature, going fishing, floating the rivers or lakes, you could see, wow, this could really be a boom. And that's really what happened.
Sure.
So from about March 2020, through now, it's just been wide open. A big difference today versus a year ago, I think, is that we've caught up in the sense of people who have been waiting for boats, who put orders in, put deposits in, the ones that have been out there for, a few, 3, 4, 5 months or more. And a lot of those are not, everyone, they have their boats. So that's kind of awesome. A little bit more imbalanced where dealers are still pre-selling, taking deposits. And when, trucks are arriving at our dealers, there's people that are coming in to pick up their boats, but it's not maybe what it was 6 months ago where 18 boats show up and 18 boats get picked up the next day.
Yeah.
So right. Maybe, 6 or 7 of those would get picked up, and then the other, 8 or 10 are filtering out over the next few weeks. So, it's just kind of things have slowed down a little bit seasonally. Production's picking up. So we're definitely more in balance now. And just system wise, being able to keep our dealers informed on boats are coming. be more accurate on ship dates and things like that. Everything's improved. So definitely looking forward to, what's to come in 2022. We still are, we don't have our own production facility where we can just get in there and make things happen on our own. So we're still dependent, relying on our molder partner and working with them to, say what levers can we push and pull? What can we do to enable you to produce more boats?
Sure.
And then also looking beyond that and going, what do we need to do to be able to grow as a business, to be able to, get the supply product to dealers, to be able to deliver timely manner to customers. So everything's on the table, just looking to, execute as best possible, support dealers, support owners, and let this business grow so more and more people can get on the water and enjoy, fishing, hunting, paddling in a NuCanoe.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing, like, obviously last year there was some struggles with production, right? And that was kind of out of our hands, so to speak, and it's in a manufacturing facility where, people are working on top of each other. COVID kind of ran through the facility there, which, if you got guys not showing up, that hurts production, right? So, hopefully we're through those hurdles and, on the up and up. So it's good to hear. I know, a lot of folks got super excited with the unlimited and the wait was killing them. And then they finally got their boats and they're like, I'm so glad I waited, which is good, and I'm sure for you being on the flip side of that, like, it ensures that you guys built an awesome boat, got those out the door. And not only that, but, other folks got in the Frontier 10, 12, the Pursuit, the Flint, all at the same time, so it's cool to see that everybody's enjoying our little plastic boats, that get us outdoors and on the water. And,
Yeah. That's
things
a good
like
point,
that.
man. We had a lot of people waiting a long time. And when you've waited a long time for something, if it shows up and you get it and it's not what you wanted, man, it's a big letdown. You're just disappointed and like, oh man. But we didn't have that,
Yeah.
Everyone has been on the forums, has known a few issues that have popped up here and there that we've dealt with. But by and large, everybody who's bought an unlimited and got in the water and won has just completely enjoyed it and been very satisfied. And yeah, you're bummed out that you waited for a couple months longer than you expected to, but in the end, you're glad you got the right boat that's going to let you do what you want to do. And,
Absolutely.
with the other models, when we introduced the unlimited, what's going to happen to the Frontier 12 or to the Pursuit or to the F10, is the unlimited going to blow them all away? And we really found out that no, they're different products. They have different markets, different purposes, and are going to appeal to different customers. Frontier 12 hasn't slowed down a bit. The Pursuit's growing. The F10 had a really good year. So, we're seeing that, each model is different, is going to appeal to different folks. When I brought up the unlimited, rather than just kind of stealing from other models, we really grew the market for NuCanoe. People who looked at our brand and our products before and said, you got a lot of good stuff going on right there, but it's not quite for me. The unlimited came out and boom, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the old saying, like I've said it for, I don't know, probably 3 years now. There's no such thing as a perfect boat, but there's a perfect boat for a perfect situation. Like if you're a big lake guy, unlimited, Frontier 12, like awesome boats. If you're a strictly tournament guy, you look at the Pursuit, the unlimited. If you like floating small stretches of river, which I like to do occasionally, I'm a big guy and I love being in the Flint on these like skinny rivers, chasing smallmouth, which is one of my favorite things to do, and it's just cool that we have a diversity of boats that, and don't get me wrong, like an unlimited or a Frontier 12 could definitely go on those skinny bodies of water, but like I love being in that little Flint, floating under, deadfall and, cool things like that. It's all about the experience.
Definitely.
Johnny Peyton White is in the chat. He says, how about the Flint? I may not have mentioned the Flint, but that brought up a great question, which I don't know if a lot of folks know. And I know we talked about it at ICAST and stuff, that we were looking at doing just plain solid colors for the Flints this year, which you guys decided to do, correct? And
correct. Yeah, for 2022, the Flints are solid colors with the decking kits. The majority of that was really driven by production. By doing that, we were able to produce the Flint on a different rotomolding machine, freeing up more capacity for the other models and giving us more capacity overall. So it is something that was really driven by that. But, hey, you look at those Flints and they look pretty sharp. We've sent out emails with pictures and got a lot of responses, like people who, generally don't respond to our emails. Go, hey, those are nice looking boats. Like, picked up a few dealers because they saw that and were like, hey, that looks sharp.
That's
Where
cool.
can I get those? So
yeah, I like that solid like OD green is what I call it, but it's just that olive green, and it's super sharp, and the straight blue is cool too. So it's cool. It adds a different uniqueness to it, something that what NuCanoe really hasn't offered since the classic series, right? As far as like just plain solid colors.
Yeah, we did 2013, 2014. We had solid colors on the Frontiers.
Right.
I think it was 2015 we started, switched up into kind of the multicolor looks. And, it is different when the boats back then without decking kits and with more basic seating really looked, more plain with a solid color. But now you take a solid color kayak, put on a nice decking kit, put on a nice seat, it's outfitted a little bit, and it just really has a different sort of look. And it still looks real dynamic and kind of has a just high value, high quality look to it, with the solid, with the complementary decking kit and seating and all the tracks and everything. So
very cool. Very cool, man. So, I guess let's move to the accessories then, because iCast, we previewed some new accessories. Some of those are shipping, some of them are still kind of in the works. So where are we at? I guess let's start. Transducer retract kit. Are those now shipping and available?
Yes, transducer retract kits for the unlimited are shipping. Started that in November, and it's gone really well. We've had our learning curve along the way, no doubt, but really the main thing is we have to have that transducer retract interface with whatever transducer has. Maybe it's a Humminbird or Lowrance or Garmin or Raymarine, and even within Lowrance, there's a triple shot and the 3-in-1, and the Hummingbird's got various models. So we tested as much as we could ahead of time, but then it was also just kind of adapting on the fly as we sent them out to folks and said, hey, it's not quite fitting right. Like, okay, we'll send it back to us. We'll redesign the bracket, add the different mounting holes, or redesign the clamping hubs. So we've definitely, 3 or 4 parts we've had to redesign or improve, but we've got it pretty dialed in now that we think it should cover. All the transducers that people have had, we've made it fit. We haven't had anybody who have just had to say, hey, sorry, it's not going to work. And it's been minor adjustments. So it really, the future's bright for that, and for people to, get the setup that's going to fit them best, but not be locked in. So if you do have a, Lowrance triple shot, but then down the road you're switching to a Humminbird or Raymarine, if you need to get the different mounting brackets, we can get those too. You're not having to, scrap one and have to start over with another one.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's tough with a product like that, right? Because you're talking there's probably 100 different transducers on the market right now, and trying to make it all jive so that way, no matter what unit you have, it works. But that's the thing, man. NuCanoe is always faced those problems in the forefront and came up with solutions, which is awesome.
Yeah, I really appreciate the cooperation of people who bought that, didn't have it plug and play just right the first time, took the time to send us photos, work with us on it. We sent out different spacer sets or had them send in their transducer. So it's definitely kind of a group effort with certain owners that had ones that didn't quite work, with our support team and product development guys, and just kind of going back and forth and figuring out and making it work.
Heck yeah. So this is one I'm curious on, and I was super stoked when I saw this at iCast. Craig Bershears is asking, what about the pedal steer kit?
It's magic. And it's coming. So yeah, you're right. James, our designer, kind of whipped up a real rough prototype and threw it out at iCast. Kind of got the cat out of the bag maybe a little bit early, but he got that thing dialed in real quick. I was able to test it out I got some nice weather down here in Florida in December, so it's able to get on the water for a little bit with both the rudder and the EPS motor, testing out that foot steering, and I mean it feels really nice. It's responsive. It's really easy to control. I mean, I just think people are really going to enjoy that. If you've got the rudder on there and you're just looking to control your drift, control the position of your kayak, I mean, it's effortless just having your foot on there and just, extending your toe, extending your heel. If you're paddling, you can use it for, to help steer and, enhance your tracking, floating rivers. Then also with, I haven't used it myself this way, but with the Motor Guide XI3, so that you don't have to rely on the steering on the motor for little adjustments, but you can just kind of, rotate your ankle to fine tune it and not have to, be constantly going back and forth on the motor itself. And then with the EPS system, I mean, you've got true hands-free power, a little bit of hand for adjusting the throttle, but you can run that thing and just have your foot on it and not be thinking about it at all.
That's awesome.
Stuart Venable had one. He was sending me some video clips, and he was kind of laughing half the time just because he was enjoying it so much. But yeah, so Craig, that is in the works. We've got the parts, the injection molded parts that we've had to design for that. We sent in the orders for the tooling on that, so we expect that to be available to ship by the end of the first quarter, so in March. And one thing that's really, really cool there, I don't know, who is you can have both the hand steering and the foot steering installed at the same time. And then it's just popping the little ball joint from one steering cable and connecting the ball joint from the other steering cable. So if someone already has like a pivot drive or an EPS, it's super simple to plug it in. You're basically just mounting the foot pedal to the track and then connecting your drive cable. If you had a reason where you say, hey, I want to be able to use both, on the water in a given day, just takes you 30 seconds to swap between hand steering and foot steering.
That's sweet. That way you could kick back in your nice, fancy NuCanoe seat and steer on the way to your fishing hole, and then switch over when you get to the fishing hole and just use hands-free steering. And I like it. I'm already picturing myself. You got to remember, it's frozen here up in the north, so I'm picturing myself, like you said, warm, sunny, lake, cruising across the water, hands-free, just hanging out in my seat. So
yeah, and one other thing that we should be able to do on the foot steering, haven't tested out in the water yet, but just by using a shorter steering cable, if you're in the Unlimited or Frontier 12, being able to go tandem and have the the foot steering most likely for the rear passenger and have a seat in front where someone else can be along for the ride. So
that's cool. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And also on the Torqeedo, the Torqeedo 403A AC works pretty well with the steering handle, but you put that 1103 on there, you got so much power in that motor, it's not really the most intuitive or comfortable to use the hand steering.
Sure.
I haven't personally used the 1103 with the foot steering. Our product development guys at the shop have tested it out and said it was great. So if you have 1103 or you're looking at getting one, the foot steering option is really going to be the ticket for running that motor.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm sure that gets heavy on the wrist after moving around all that power for a full day on the water.
Just got to kind of hold it, because if you let go, it's going to decide which way it wants to go. So
Gotcha.
A lot easier to have your foot just locked in place than having your hand on that handle.
Very cool. Very cool. What other accessories we got coming up? I know you had mentioned a few things before we started. What else do we got coming down the pipe as far as accessories go for the boats?
Well, jumping back to the stuff that's out now that we showed at ICAST initially, we got the Boondocks landing gear adapter, the Groovy landing gear. That's shipping. That's available. We've shipped a good number of those out and really haven't heard anything since. So that means it's working great and meeting expectations. Really nice setup there. I know the questions come up a lot. Hey, can we do the same thing on the Frontier 12 or the Pursuit? And really the way it's those two tracks that are kind of aligned on each side in the back that allow us to do that on the Unlimited, that it's not just, taking from two tracks to support the weight, but four tracks. So Unfortunately, we don't have an easy way to adapt that to the other model. But I know there's other methods to use that landing gear on those, just not quite as plug and play simple as that as we have on the Unlimited. So that's out. The Unlimited update kits are shipping. We sent out those emails. I know we sent a lot of those out. So if you have you don't have the scupper plugs with your Unlimited, or you have the starboard wiring plates, if you're a registered owner, we sent out that email. Just follow the instructions in there. Go ahead and go order that and get those updated on your boat.
Okay.
So those are going to. And let me check here. Oh, and then all the Mossy Oak stuff. So that was something we first introduced at ICAST. Been shipping the Mossy Oak special editions on the Frontier 12 and the Unlimited with the bottomlands and the shadow grass, and those are turning out real nice. So it's a really cool decking kit on those. It's not your foam. It's more of a rubberized, grippy but not sticky. So it works really well in those kind of muddy, boots, dogs, hunting environments that the foam decking kits don't hold up as well in. So that's a real cool thing. Thanks, Dave. Dave's up in Ontario. He actually sent a video yesterday of grassing up his duck blind for his Unlimited. Yeah. So he's going to get that fine-tuned, and we'll get that posted up. But Dave's doing some cool stuff up there.
Yeah. Canada, eh?
Yeah.
Dave Palmer.
He can relate to the frozen water.
Oh, yeah. Me and Dave talk all the time.
But I had a little ice on the windshield this morning, so I can kind of relate now.
Yeah, those guys up there are crazy. I saw I think it was him or a couple of his guys from his podcast. They were out duck hunting, and it was out of the kayaks, and it was like -5 or something crazy. You guys are nuts. But I mean, the Mossy Oak Unlimited is unbelievable. I got out in it once this season, and I'm looking forward to next duck season. Just spending a lot of time in that boat.
Yeah, they came out sharp. It's been a little bit of everything when you're doing it for the first time has its challenges, and getting those decking kits in, and Mossy Oak working through some of the production challenges has kept us scrambling, but we're stocked up on the seats. They're getting those decking kits dialed in, and our limited edition window is winding down here. We'll have some more going out in January and February to dealers, but then kind of be for the most part, those will be on the back burner, and then we'll really ramp that up again July, August, September for the fall hunting season. So
that's a great question, right? So if somebody didn't get on one of those this year, can they go to their dealers and pre-order that for this coming fall? And when do you think those will, and I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, when do you think those will start shipping for this coming fall?
We'll be shipping those starting in July, June, July, rather be ahead than behind.
Okay.
And as we have supply available of the decking kits and the seats and stuff, we'll still ship them. So if someone goes into their dealer and says, "Hey, I really want that bottomlands, Unlimited, how soon can you get it?" The dealer doesn't have any on order. They can always hit us up and say, "Hey, are you able to do this? Can we swap one of my other boats to one of those?" And we'll try to accommodate. We just for the ease of production and for keeping things efficient, we didn't want to have that be a full-time year-round model. Have it in those production windows and then focus on them then. But we still have some capacity to kind of squeeze them in, throughout the spring.
Nice. Okay, cool. Very cool. And I saw it might have been Dave who dropped in the comments about the NuCanoe hat, because we got a Mossy Oak camo hat, right? NuCanoe hat that came out as well, right?
Yes.
And
got nice. I think it's the shadow grass pattern. But yes. We those are in the gear shop on the online store. It's great. Great compliment to the Mossy Oak special editions or to your camo NuCanoe.
Well, and there's another great question. You said we're stocked up on seats. If somebody who has been using one of their older boats, maybe a Frontier 12 or maybe got an Army camo Unlimited, and they wanted to upgrade their seat to the Mossy Oak seat, could they still do that as well?
Yes, definitely. Those will remain available through dealers and through our online shop. Both just the Fusion seat itself or the 360 Fusion seat. for the Frontier 12 F10 and Unlimited. And yeah, that's a great opportunity. If someone, maybe has an older Frontier 12 that came with just the bench seats or a Pinnacle seat, has been looking for an excuse, to upgrade to the Fusion seat, getting the Fusion seat plus the Mossy Oak.
Yeah.
That's a good combo. Also, if you've been looking to add, a second seat to your boat, and you also, like to get out hunting or would like that, the look of the Mossy Oak, that's another great opportunity to say, hey, I'm going to, upgrade to that seat. And then the seat I currently have can be the second seat. And then you kind of, you upgrade both seats instead of just one.
There you go. Okay. Very cool. Yeah. And I know the duck blinds have obviously shipped out. I know I got mine and I've grassed mine up. It's like 90% done. It could use a little bit more work. I'm not going to lie, but I like those two, man. They come out really slick, and there was a ton of webbing for, whatever type of grass you're going to use on your blind, and still got the hatch in the back for, dog or throwing decoys and stuff back there, man. So those really came out sharp as well.
Yeah, one upgrade we did on the Unlimited, then kind of worked in on the Frontier 12, was having that transom more open so that you can still use it with either a pivot drive or a motor back there, which, is obviously
that was
pretty
huge
key for putting on an Unlimited Frontier 12. A lot of people are going to be running a motor or pedals or something on there. So that was a nice upgrade. And thanks to all who were so patient on those. I was pretty frustrated. I know October, November, December, we're just every day hitting up our supplier going, when are you going to get these shipped? When are you going to get these shipped? And, Lori in the front lines there trying to, pass along the information, keep people up to date. But we're looking at, kind of different production arrangements for next year so we can start the season stocked up and just be able to ship those out, when orders come in, like we're able to do for most other things.
Very nice. Very nice. And, anything else? On the accessory front, also, you guys did a retrofit for right-hand steering, right?
Yeah, that's in process right now. We had a customer request it a month or so ago, and it's something we talked about. So we said, yeah, we'll get you one. So we basically designed an inverted steering handle that works on the right side. And then instead of swapping all the components on the back, to the right side, just use a foot longer steering cable, has a little extra S-curve in it, but it's worked really well. The customer that requested it has been happy with it. We've tested it out at our shop. I have one on the way to MIF to test out as well, but that's something that we'll probably looking at March as well for having that be available for people who want to add the right-hand steering option. And pretty much what you need is just the right-hand steering handle, the gunnel mount bracket, because there's not going to be the inserts on the right side, and then a steering cable that's a foot longer than the equivalent left-hand steering cable to allow for that extra movement, to get across the boat and back to the left side on the transom.
Very cool.
So if anyone's chomping at the bit on that and just can't wait, shoot us an email. We have a couple more of our kind of prototypes that we've been testing with, and we can work something out, get you one of those to test out, give us some feedback, and let you run with it.
Okay. Great question from Todd Altum, watching in on YouTube. He says, are the full decking kits available for the Mossy Oak limited editions?
Hey, Todd, thanks for joining us. They are not yet, but they will be. Essentially what I touched on earlier with, just kind of the learning curve on producing those kits. We had to focus on getting the basic kits in so we could produce those boats, have the kits available for the limited edition boats. Once, the next month or so, we'll start working on those completion kits and have those available as soon as possible, probably mid-spring, early summer. But yes, they are coming.
Okay, very cool. Craig Brashears is asking, do you ever see a boat cover coming out for the Unlimited?
Yes, we do have one now, actually. Similar to the other, boat kayak covers that we have for the Frontier 12, the Pursuit, and the F10. Basically, covers it, tent that goes over the full boat, kind of has the bungee around to cinch it up, a couple straps to go underneath, but works really well. Great for hauling down the road too, to kind of keep everything protected and out of sight if you're got on a trailer back to a pickup truck and don't want any of your gear disappearing while you're getting gas or grabbing some lunch or something.
I'm looking for. I'll drop that link for that down in the chat for you, my friend, and that way you could check it out and get set up for that. Um, I know a bunch of guys are drooling over it, and I've kind of left this off because I wanted to get these guys worked up. Everybody's wondering about the rudder.
Yeah, the rudder is it's going to be coming soon too. We've tested it out, had a few different prototypes. We put it through the paces, and really excited about how it performs. For interacts with the water and maneuvers the boat, and just the simplicity and ease of use. James always pulls a rabbit out of the hat when he's designing something. He sure did here, because we gave him a pretty strict list of requirements. It's got to plug into the existing quick connect. It's got to get completely out of the water. It's got to be easy to use, and boom, he did it. So
Nice.
you're going to love that rudder system. If you have, the pivot drive, the EPS, anything using the quick connect right now, really the only thing you're needing to get is the kind of the rudder assembly itself. If you're just installing it fresh, you're going to need the full setup, which would be the steering cable, steering bracket, which could be the foot steering or the hand steering, and the transom assembly. But it's definitely coming. That one's a little bit longer lead time on the tooling, just for the complexity of the part and everything. So, hoping we have that ready to ship, by the end of March.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Dave Newton, I don't know if you know the answer to this. He's asking, any evidence that the boat cover reduces wind noise when hauling down the freeway?
I don't have any evidence, no.
Okay, all right.
I don't have a lot of personal experience with it as well, recently, but in theory it should. You don't have as much stuff for the wind to catch on. It makes it more efficient. I know if you're hauling with the tie down straps on your boat, putting some twists in them can really help, so they're not vibrating in the wind. But if anyone has experience with that, drop in a comment, and we'll definitely like to get the feedback from owners that have experience.
Heck yeah. Anything else on the accessory front? Did I miss anything?
No,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, check the list.
A lot of great new stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's just kind of, it's fun how it's all improvement, building on stuff, and just to see the refinement. If you take the original H2 Pro drive from about 4 years ago, and then how that evolved into the pivot drive, and then how we utilized the transom assembly and the steering handle on that to interface with the original version of the EPS motor, and then how that's evolved, and just kind of now the foot steering and the rudder system. It's just it's really cool to see how everything's just kind of evolved, how it's all plug and play. It works across the models, across the systems, just really robust. If you only use a rudder or an EPS or a pivot drive, it works great. It's a really nice system. But if you use more than one, then you really appreciate it because of how easy it is to swap things up.
Robert, look, I'm going to probably butcher your last name, Robert LaCroix. He said cover definitely helps keep it cleaner, and it helps with the wind drag as well.
Nice.
So there you go, Dave. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit. I did drop that link to get you to the cover. There's, like Blake said, there's covers for every model boat that we offer. So those are in there. Check them out, guys. And it's even got a screen printing of like what the model name is on the outside of the cover. So if you got more than one NuCanoe and you have trouble figuring out which boat is which, it's labeled right there on your cover. So that's super cool. It's interesting like that. I know I personally got to see up close and personal that foot steering, and that was one of you see a lot of other boats out there with the foot steering with motors and things like that. And I used to float a boat that I had that foot steering, and that was super nice because it was totally hands free. And then when I saw that at ICAST, I was like, oh, this is going to be a total. I hate using the word game changer, but
Game
like
changer.
it definitely is, especially when you're a fisherman and fishing tournaments, and you don't have to worry about reaching down to steer, and you can just do it with your foot while you're still casting or reeling in a fish, or netting a fish. That's a huge deal from for anybody in a tournament format. If you're out just having fun, I could see it not being a huge deal for you, but it's a cool thing. It's always awesome to see what you guys are putting together and evolving and coming up with, and
I
the
think that
fact,
foot steering, Brian, that's going to be something that, a lot of people are going to jump on it right away.
yeah,
But then
well,
other people may jump in their buddy's boat and test it out.
sure.
And once you
they're
do,
gonna
you're not
fall
going
in
to want
love
to
with
go
it.
back. You're going to be stuck.
Exactly.
You're like, well,
Exactly.
I can't undo what I just experienced, so I'm going to have to get that.
Well, most kayaks in the fishing kayaks, for foot steering, it's two pedals going like this. Now it's just one, and all you got to do is tweak your ankle a little bit and push down. It's like a gas pedal, whereas in other boats you're either like pushing on either side, and this is just it's so simple. It's easy. It's
It's
gonna
really
be awesome.
nice, and having that single foot just gives you easier control because you're not having to kind of balance how much you're pushing and restraining on one side, and it's just a really easy motion. It's probably 90 degrees or less range of motion, like in your foot, but extension, and kind of contract your bring your toe back up, and it's just a couple minutes using it, and you don't even think about it anymore. It's just
That's
intuitive
awesome.
and natural and just real simple.
We got a great question from the great Mark Savage. He says, will the foot steering work with the Flint in the Pursuit with the flush mounted tracks?
Great question, Mark. Thanks for bringing that up, because I failed to address that. The first iteration will be for the F10, Frontier 12, and Unlimited, because the tracks are elevated and it can kind of drop down. Next, we'll be working on a different sort of just mount to hold that foot pedal that will come up off the floor, that will work on the Flint and the Pursuit. So we don't have any reason to think we won't be able to make it work and have that be a viable option. But initially it will be for the F10, Frontier 12, and the Unlimited.
Heck yeah.
And I say that, but by the time we get those injection molded parts in and stuff, that's 2 months down the road, and maybe we'll have it worked out by then.
Okay.
So we definitely should have that, but it would be a different setup for use on those boats.
Okay. We got Yomanji in YouTube tuning in. He says, are there any plans for longer kayaks in the future?
Right now, our longest is the Pursuit at 13.5 feet. And hey, who knows what the future holds? I'd never say never, but I think that I'd be confident in saying that, what we do next as far as models would not be longer than the Pursuit. So we'd probably stick in that, 12-foot range. If we did something longer, it would probably be in the lines of like a Frontier 14, just a real high capacity, tandem sort of fishing hunting boat. But, there's no timeline on that. There's no, nothing in the works on it, but just conceptually, you could see how that could be a pretty cool product that would, fill a void in the market.
Heck yeah. Very cool. Very cool. What's next, man? I mean, tons of accessories coming out. Obviously new 2022s are starting to ship to dealers. I know the dealer I work with, they got a shipment of boats coming, I think in a week or two, if I'm not mistaken. But seems like a few guys that I've talked to all across the country, their dealers are starting to get stocked up, and folks are getting excited. Jeremy Ambelo is tuning in. He said an F14 would be sweet, actually. You never know, man. He said it's a possibility. It's not in the works, but after this, I'll hold him down and make him do it. There you go. But
Well, yeah,
you
I mean,
know,
hey, thanks for sharing, Jeremy. If anyone else has something on their wish list or dream list, drop it in there. I'd like to get the feedback and see what people are thinking for sure.
heck yeah, heck yeah. Um, obviously, dealers, you guys, we've had a growth with Team NuCanoe as a whole, and you guys kind of got a new program set up with dealers to have team support and stuff like that. You want to share a little bit about that moving forward?
Yeah, definitely. Our Team New has been awesome. Everett Park took over the reins on the team about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and just had a vision for what it could be, and really and built that out into a killer team that supports the brand, that builds, just supports the kayak fishing, kayak hunting community, draws people into the sport, supports dealers, and just a real team mentality, not like a all-star in it for yourself mentality. So it's really cool to see how the team has grown. And the next step in kind of that growth evolution was the development of what we're calling the local team. And this is really just, the focus there is just someone who's going to support a local dealer, that they're passionate about kayak fishing or kayak hunting. They love their NuCanoe. They like talking to other people, like popping into their store just to talk shop and talk fishing, talk kayaks, and just wants to be a resource to that dealer. Showing up at their store, helping them rig boats, going out there and talking NuCanoe at a demo day or a show or event, or coming in doing a little training session for employees, just posting on social media. Nothing crazy, just all kind of local stuff, being involved, being engaged, and then having that person just be a great resource for that dealer. So when they need a point man for NuCanoe for something, they got it right in their own, right in their own area, right in their own backyard, so to speak. So we've kind of split up the team that we have now. We've got some guys going to the local team, some going to kind of a regional team that's more your traditional pro staff. But we're really looking to build out that local team. So if, representing NuCanoe, supporting your local dealer, just kind of being involved, being active, being engaged is something you're interested in, check with your dealer, see if they have a local team, guys, see if, throw your hat in the ring, tell them you're interested. But we really want to build that out and just get, a good group of people that can support dealers, be there for them, and, help grow the kayak fishing, just draw more people into the sport and then introduce them to NuCanoe.
Very, very cool. Yeah, no, it's interesting, man. Like when I started getting into, kayak fishing and stuff, I would go down to my local shop and I would hang out on Sundays until those guys actually they're like, you're here anyway, so we're going to put you on the payroll. So that was kind of funny. But I was trying to, build a relationship with those guys, and it's been very great, and it's gotten me to places I would have never thought of in the fishing world or kayak fishing world. But being a huge support to your dealer is a huge thing, and I know from a consumer point of view, if I can go into my dealer and say the guy behind the counter doesn't know much about say the Flint or the Frontier 12, they can call on that Team NuCanoe guy, set up a demo for you, go out with a guy on the water. I know I've taken people out fishing for a few hours just so they could demo a boat through my local dealer. So it's a great avenue. It's like I always tell folks that walk into the kayak shop over there is you don't go buy a car without test driving it, right? It's kind of the same thing with a kayak. It's pretty cool that kayak dealers have those demo boats available for you to go test out. So it's pretty cool. We got a couple comments in here. It looks like Jeremy's got an XI3 to get installed on his boat. James O'Neill dropped a comment in. He said a hydrofoil kayak by NuCanoe. LOL. Yomanji said, Blake, I like your passion. Craig Brashears said he's excited about the new program. And Dave Newton said he wish he had a demo option when he was in the market. That's a great idea. Most dealers out there have those options, and they'll have multiple manufactured demo boats for people to try out, so you can compare and contrast and see what fits your needs. James O'Neill said he bought his unlimited before even trying it out. I'm guilty of that too. I'm not gonna lie.
Appreciate your trust, confidence. Glad you love it, James. Yeah, that's trying it out is awesome, and I know just with social media and being able to connect with people, finding owners in your area, your team members, or you're going out to a kayak fishing tournament and see somebody that has a boat you want to try, and just, hey, can I jump in that for 5 minutes? It makes a big difference, and we're really indebted to all the owners out there that have been such great advocates. I know there's hundreds of owners that not on Team NuCanoe, that don't have any relationship with a dealer, that have gone the extra mile and let people try out their boat, or meet someone out there that they see pop up asking about NuCanoe on social media or in their local kayak fishing club and stuff. So thank you all. That's been something really cool about the growth of the brand. Is just there's been grassroots. It's not been superstar marketers or big advertising budgets or something like that. It's been really what it comes down to it is satisfied owners that have shared their experience and let others try it, and just introduced others to to our brand, to our kayaks.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've had that before, and I know I got one of my unlimiteds early, and I'd run into people on the water, and actually I was at the gas station going to go hunting, and a guy's like, is that the new NuCanoe? And I was like, yeah. So and I had it up on my truck bed rack, so I'm like, go ahead, man, jump in the bed of my truck, check it out. And the guy ended up living in my neighborhood, and we're gonna go out fishing, so he's gonna try it out, and it's cool. It's one of those things. And a lot of guys in the kayak fishing world, they're always up for letting you guys try out their boats, if it's something you're interested, whether it's a NuCanoe or another manufacturer. I've jumped in guys' other boats just to see what it was like, and see why they like it and things like that. I always like trying other boats out, so I can realize how good I actually have it when I get back in my unlimited. So, but to each their own. So that's why those programs are out there. But I'm super excited for the new program and the dealer support that consumers are going to have throughout the upcoming years, with Team New members.
Yeah, and it's fun. I mean, the guys that get in the program and Team New, it's a fun thing. You enjoy it. You get to be involved in something you're passionate about. Help others. You get something in return too, but mostly it's just about doing something you love, and supporting others, being connected to the community, and it's really cool. Really appreciative of all the team members we have, like yourself, Brian, and Jeremy. Craig's coming on board as a local team guy for GOPC in Virginia Beach. So it's nice. It's really awesome.
Aaron Finney tuned in on YouTube, said the only bad part about letting someone use your NuCanoe is that they won't think any other boat is stable. LOL. that is true.
Better warn them first. Like, there's no going back.
Very cool. Chris Viano says, I've been asked to apply and put in the app, just waiting to hear from someone. I have a fleet of NuCanoes and put many others in them.
Awesome, Chris. I'll make sure I know we got your app. We're getting this thing up and running to mix everything else. When you ever do something new, it just the new system to put in place and all that kind of stuff. But we've got we're getting things rolling, and we'll make sure you're in there, Chris. We've got Brian Connolly, our marketing guy, that's been doing social media and email and stuff like that. He's taken on a more active role now. He's got more hours to put in, working towards hopefully be able to bring him on full time here this summer. But he's going to take on some of the team new stuff, along with some other things on the marketing side. So be excited to see that stuff coming, but it should definitely help us execute better on things like, getting the app in, getting it processed, getting someone onboarded, just that systemic stuff that sometimes, things can get stuck.
Yeah. Give it some time, gentlemen. Give it some time. It'll come sooner than you know it. But no, it's exciting, man. Congrats to Brian on taking a bigger role and diving in more. And it'll be cool to see where he goes in the company and all those good things, man. So huge congrats to him.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a great crew. I mean, I put out an email ahead of the holidays, or ahead of the new year, just touching on our team. And it's crazy. We have 10 employees and 8 of them have joined us since January of last year.
Oh,
Our
wow.
average, our 2 longest tenured employees are both part-time in marketing, Brian and Megan. So, all of our shop crew, all of our dealer support office, admin, customer support is new starting January 2020. One of them joined before. Lori joined us in January, just before COVID hit. But everyone else has come on since. So to see the growth, in our operation and how they've all stepped up and just worked as a team, figured things out, learned, a lot of times just executing without really even totally knowing what's going on, because, hey, there's a lot of stuff happening and
Sure.
you're just trying to work your way through it. But over the past 6 months, as people have been, just around a little bit longer, taking on more responsibility, taking initiative. Brandon, who's, works in shipping, has taken on, just a lot of photo and video work, because that's something he's passionate about. Forrest work that's done assembly is, getting into really helping with instructions, some of the product documents. And, we're a small business, so we obviously, we can't just have everyone do one thing and that's it. And to see, our crews say, hey, I want to take on more responsibility. I want to grow. I want to be able to do new things. Hey, can I get involved in helping photos and video and stuff? That's something I'm interested in. It's really killer to see people step up, and just the way they work together has been awesome. So we're really blessed and really excited to see what comes, now that we've had kind of continuity for 6 months. People have been around for about a year on average. The growth in our operation and just capabilities over the next year will be awesome.
Heck yeah. No, it's great. And I saw Mr. Lintzman dropped in the comment, Lori is a sweetheart and Kayla is on it. And those gals work their butts off, and they're always just so awesome. Anytime I have any kind of interaction with them, be on the phone or email or whatever, they're just super great. And it's cool to be part of a family oriented company. You know what I mean? And it's going to be sweet. The wizard himself, Mr. Romel, is in the chat. He said the all white Pursuit is on the racks in the shop. It's going to be a good one, pulling out all the stops.
Nice.
I can only imagine where that's going.
Document every step, Romel. We want video.
Yeah.
Tutorial.
Yeah. We need a full walkthrough step by step, my friend. So don't make sure the batteries are charged in the camera and get it going.
Definitely.
But if you guys tune in late, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. We're winding down here. We may have a couple things to give away, and it may be going to some great questions. So get your questions in before we wind down here. Sam Cox is really anxious about this. This is the second time he mentioned it in the chat, and I meant to mention it earlier. But I think we got sidetracked with the rudders. He said, I'd like to see some new apparel, some hoodies, some long sleeve hooded performance shirts. Is anything like that in the works? He says he'd like to rep NuCanoe with his tournament season right around the corner.
Well, first off, Sam, I agree 100%, man. I'd love to see some new stuff too. It's been one of those things that's just kind of like one step beyond, and it seems like it's always just like the next thing on the to-do list. But yeah, we'll make that happen for the spring here. It's been too long without having some additional stuff. We have done some gear for the team that we could easily adapt to stuff that we could put on the shop and make available just for people who want to represent NuCanoe and have some high quality gear. So thank you for putting that bug in my ear again. We'll get that rolling and see what we can't come out with, to either have just as stock items, available, or maybe we do just kind of a pre-order and then just kind of do it all in one batch and get stuff shipped out. But we'll definitely get some stuff rolling.
Awesome. Yeah, I just dropped in the chat a link to what gear is available. There's the hats, the NuCanoe hat we talked about. There's some die cut stickers in there, the NuCanoe flags, and the NuCanoe t-shirts in there as well. So go check those out.
And Sam, shoot us a message on Facebook. Shoot your address, size, and over to us, and we'll see what we have. I know we got some stuff around. We could probably get you hooked up for dropping that comment in and bringing it to our attention again.
Boom. There you go. Christmas isn't over, my friend. Let's see. Romel said, of course. So he'll be recording that. And Matt Linsman had a question. He said, my question is, Blake, why are you in a closet?
It's the new home office, nice and comfy. We had quite the year down here, moving around a bit, but 3 moves between May and October, so it was a busy time. But we're settled now. The only downside is don't really have much of a home office quite yet. So I've adapted, maybe an oversized closet or definitely an undersized office, and it works pretty all right. So, but we got some other plans here. We're going to convert some other space into an office, so it won't be for the long term. But
awesome.
Also got just picked up a little, kind of warehouse storage space that I'm converting into a little local studio here in Santa Rosa. So, one thing for me personally over the past, really since COVID hit, I used to be pretty balanced in kind of execution, marketing, on the water, travel, shows, events, stuff. But the last 18 months, I think, my time has been so focused on just like executing, stuck behind the desk at the computer at the factory, like working on supply, keeping things moving, that, man, it feels like I don't even get out like on our, owners group, and I'm not doing videos and, just don't have that same balance like I used to. That's something I'm really looking forward to in the coming year. So I've got a little space getting set up where I can do some, do more photos and videos. Definitely going to get out on the water more. Going to, get my own, firsthand experience more than I have in the past year. I know there's a heck of a lot of good fishing down here and some great weather, and just good opportunities to get out there, use our products, have fun, test things out, try some new stuff. Just do some simple videos showing, new things, how things work, going over the foot pedal or the right-hand steering, or just as questions come up and we're having, kind of recurring things that, hey, there's, we need some more clarity or guidance on how this works or functions, being able to whip that stuff up and just do some live videos and other stuff. So that's on my plan for the coming year. Definitely going to get that rolling. And, so I won't have to spend as much time in my little closet office here.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. We got a great question from Aaron Finney. He said, I just got my kit to upgrade all my tracks to the new top loads. Any tips for install, or is it just as easy as it seems?
Pretty much just as easy as it seems. So just, take the screws out that are in there, swap in the new tracks and put them right back in. There is Loctite on those screws. It's not the super high strength. It's the medium strength. So it might, take a little bit to budge them. So, I mean, really the only tricky thing, potentially would be if you strip out a screw head. But we sent out a lot of those track kits, and we haven't heard, I'm not aware of anybody who's really had problems, getting it swapped out. So in truth, it really is just as easy as it seems. And if you do happen to need any extra screws or something, just let us know. We'll get those out to you. No problem.
Yeah, I would recommend doing a screwdriver versus a drill, or if you do a drill, you got some experience with it, just go slow.
Yeah.
When you go fast, that's when you strip it out. But
right.
Yeah, I just go nice and easy and don't give it too much torque. Great question. Mark said, that's good. You're safe. I thought Brian had kidnapped you and hidden away. I think that was in relation to the closet comment.
It's
Garrett
usually
Payton,
me trying to hide away when the kids are home and there's all the activity around here. I'm trying to be invisible.
Garrett Pate in the house. What's up, brother? He said, "Sup, B&B."
Sup, G?
Matthew says, got onto my unlimited last year through my local dealer at the Bears Den up here in Massachusetts. Nothing but great news and work from a great company. Thank you. You're welcome, man.
Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, Bears Den, they're awesome. Scott up there at Bears Den, and I know Derek Brundle, Matthew Connett support them a lot. So that's a great shop if you're up in Massachusetts.
Rock Bottom Cats says, I did the swap Christmas night, super easy, and man, what a difference they make, in reference to the tracks. And then Sam Cox says, are the top load kits available now for the Pursuit, or are they still pre-order?
They are available, Sam. You can just jump on our NuCanoe shop on the website under the boat parts and put your order in. They are in stock and shipping within a few days.
Very good. David is asking, do we have a video of using those top load tracks? I believe there's a video on the NuCanoe website, right?
Yeah, we definitely have videos for the Unlimited, because it has a top load aluminum track. I don't know if we have anything specific with showing it on the other models, but that's definitely something we can do.
Very good. Very good. Corey I'm not even going to try your last name, my friend. I don't want to butcher it. He says, Logan and I just picked up his Unlimited. He loves it. Next time we buy one, we wanted to know if anyone is allowed to check out the place they are built. Would be cool to check that out.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to get into the factory and see things. And we have had some owners and customers be able to do a little walk through there. Right now, it's, kind of just one of the precautions of trying to limit traffic through. But yeah, Corey, if you get back up that way to pick up a boat, definitely hit us up. And, if it's something we can arrange, we'll definitely do that for you.
Very cool. Very cool. Anybody else got any questions? This is your last chance. You never know when we might have the man, the myth, the legend, Blake Young back on, boys and girls. So get your questions in.
I think it's the fourth time I've done the show, Brian. I did it once in Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah, we did Wisconsin for the release of the Unlimited, and
we did it from ICAST.
Once.
I know I've done it from Bellingham once or twice back in our Franklin Street shop, and now once from Florida. So
yeah,
next time I'm out and about in some odd location, we'll connect. We'll get back on the show, and
I love it. We always find an excuse, but it's good. I know when we talked about doing this podcast, we figured it'd be a great way to talk to all you guys listening at home or watching or listening on the podcast platforms later to get word out, to see what's going on in the company, what you guys can expect, give you updates on products. Like last year when we had some production was just going full steam and people were waiting for boats. It was a good way to get out and address those folks, keep you guys up to date on what we're doing, what we're coming out with, and all that good stuff. And it's great to be able to do these and give you guys up to date stuff. We had a question. Dragon Tails Fishing says, Blake, so awesome to see on the channel. Matt Davis said he's heading to Florida in a couple months to fish. We should connect, Blake.
Yeah, man.
Todd Altum says, does NuCanoe support small businesses that make the accessories that you have not done yet?
Yeah, we're always, we're happy to support others that have innovative ideas and are doing stuff. I know some people have just kind of, built stuff that connects with our boats in different ways. And if you've got something that works with our products, hey, feel free to share it. Share it on the owners group, shoot us an email. But man, anything that makes one of our boats more appealing to people is good for us, whether it's coming, whether it's our accessory or our product or not. we're just all about trying to make our boats as functional and as just valuable to people and work as good as possible. So whether that's coming from us or somewhere else, it doesn't really matter.
Awesome. Rock Bottom Cat says, will you guys be at the Catfish Conference in Kentucky next month?
Good question. I know we've been there before. I'm not aware of us being there this year. We might have a dealer that's got it, but I'll look into that and see if we can figure something out. I know we definitely have some catfish guys in Kentucky and Tennessee, so it may be something the people do have plans for, and I'm just not in the loop.
Awesome. Garrett Pate says, I've seen Blake more than Everett Park. That's crazy. Yeah, where's Everett Park at? Everett.
He's a busy man, no doubt about that. How he juggles everything he does. So
don't make excuses for Everett. He's always,
2 words,
cold shoulder.
He'll come back in a few weeks.
Yeah, he's like me. Hunting season kicked in, and it was like, yeah, I got to do podcasts and stuff still. Yeah, I think that's it for questions. So before we kick this show off, you said we could give away a few items to some folks tonight. And we're going to do a gear pod and a transducer retract kit. So I'll let you pick the first one, and I'll pick the other one. How's that go?
Sounds good.
What question stands out to you?
Well, we already covered Sam for the gear, so that's good. Let's see. What else do we have in there? I don't have them.
Josh Hopper says, I may have missed inventory updates. Do you have the hand steering and cable in stock for the F10?
Yeah, assuming you mean like the quick connect setup. Yes, yep. That's in stock.
Okay. There was a couple good ones. I'm scrolling back here, boys and girls. I think Aaron Finney had a couple good questions. He asked about the top loads, and there was another question he had.
Why don't we give one of them to, I forget the name, but who chimed in on answering.
You cut out a little bit there, Blake. What'd you say?
Oh, someone responded to the question about the kayak cover cut on the noise.
Oh, yeah.
So for chiming in with a good answer, we can gentleman be one of our winners tonight.
Okay. Looking for a name. Where is it? Sorry, guys. A lot of comments. Which is great. It's awesome that you guys had so many great comments. David Newton said, any evidence that the cover reduces wind noise while hauling down the freeway? And then it was Robert LaRock.
Yes.
Said cover definitely keeps it cleaner and helps with the drag. So Robert, message the Facebook page or shoot NuCanoe an email, and we're going to give him the. What do you want to go with, Blake?
Let him choose, because if he doesn't have it unlimited, we don't want to do the transducer retract kit. So
okay. So Robert, get in touch with us, and then let's see who else. We got one other question, and I'll get to that in a second. There was, and the other will go to, we already got Sam, his t-shirt, and sorry, guys. Aaron Finney will be the other one. So cool. Aaron, message the NuCanoe page, Facebook page, or shoot us an email, and we'll get you squared away. And then our last question of the night, Time in the Field on YouTube says, curious about the Honda outboard. is it necessary to use a transom plate when adding the motor to an unlimited?
Yeah, we definitely recommend it. It provides just a more secure mounting location, and then really just adds more strength. Um, transom. So if you're going to use an outboard on the unlimited, it's definitely worth the investment that transom. And you.
Awesome. Blake, thank you, my friend, for taking time away from the family and chatting with me and all the good folks out there. Thanks for everything you do with NuCanoe and keeping awesome products rolling out the door and into the hands of all the good folks, man.
Sounds good, Brian. Thank you, man. It's always good to jump on here. Thanks to everyone who watched and dropped some questions, comments in there. Thanks for running these podcasts, man, every week, and just looking forward to a great year.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, we're here every Tuesday night, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock out on the West Coast, talking NuCanoe with some of our team members, Blake, giving you guys updates on products, maybe hearing from tournament guys or guys that go out fishing with their kids or, offshore fishing, whatever. We talk about it all. Tune in every week. If you guys came in late, you can always go back, rewatch on the YouTube, our Facebook page, or listen on any major podcast platform. Just search NuCanoes Unlimited. And we will see you